So I wanted to go over just some basic parts of our syllabus. I'm not going to go into each and every detail, but just the things that I think are most useful for you to know. So first of all, I have my email here, aleonard@mountsac.edu. I will always respond to emails within 24 hours, usually quicker than that, but I can't always be on the computer. I won't answer emails after 8 o'clock or so unless they're urgent, um, just to get a bit of a breather from emails. I get a lot of emails. Um, so the basic thematic outline of this class is based on this idea that there's 7 or 8 different types of conflict in literature. Um, this isn't like an official list, but this is just a way of looking at conflict. So I picked 4 different types of conflict that we're going to be examining. So the first type of conflict we're looking at is versus yourself. And this unit's going to be taking a look at the college experience and different pitfalls students often face as new college students. We're going to be talking about discourse communities, and we'll get into what that is starting next week. We're going to be looking at how your mindset can affect the way that you perform in college. The second unit is versus the environment, and this comes of the source of conflict that's usually described as man versus nature. I changed it up to be the environment, and we're going to be taking a look at how the human environment affects outcomes in people's lives, not just in college, but in general. So how does the human environment impact like health, public safety, um, even where certain people can live? So we're going to be taking a look at how the environment impacts people differently based on race and gender and socioeconomic status. The third unit, we're going to be talking about technology. This is going to be based on technology this year. So how has technology impacted 2020? The very fact that we're having this conversation over Zoom, over the internet, shows us how technology is being used. We're going to read a short story by Ray Bradbury. We're going to talk about how texting impacts grammar skills, and then we're going to talk about some more contemporary issues that we're dealing with right now. The last one's versus society, and this will be a research paper unit. You will pick a topic of your choice, something to do with a social issue that you care about, and you'll research that and write about it. We're going to be talking about race and identity in this unit. So we're going to be reading part of Ta-Nehisi Coates' book, Between the World and Me, an introduction to the new Jim Crow, How to Tame a Wild Tongue by Gloria Anzaldúa, which talks about different language issues. It talks about what it's like to grow up in the borderlands or on the metaphorical border and the real border. And then we're going to be reading Allen Ginsberg's poem Howl, which was a landmark in anti-censorship law in this country. Readings. The readings are mostly going to be accessible online, either PDFs or websites, that sort of thing. Videos. Occasionally, we'll be watching videos to supplement our discussions. Course measurable objectives. So here's the grade breakdown. This is probably going to be of interest to most of you. This is weighted heavily towards essays. This is a writing class. So essays, discussions, comprehension checks, reflections, and peer review. So participation is going to be key in this class since we're not meeting in person. Discussion board posts are the best way for me to assess whether or not you're getting the material. So essays, 50% of the total grade. So for each essay, and I'll talk more about this when we start talking about essay 1, I'm going to be giving you 2 personalized goals based on your performance in essay 2. And this is a way for you and me to track your progress as a writer. So for essay 1, you're not going to have 2 goals because it's the first essay I'm getting from you. But for essay 2, you're going to have 2 goals based on how you did in essay 1. For essay 2, when you get that grade, you're going to get 2 goals for essay 3, and so on. So part of your grades for essays 2, 3, and 4 are going to be showing how you met those goals. We'll talk about that more as we go. Discussions are 20% of your grade, so I want you to expect at least 1 discussion per week. Discussion board posts will be about 300 words, which is about 1 typed page if you're writing it out on Google Docs or Microsoft Word. Most of the time you're going to be required to respond to a classmate's post, and I just ask that when you're going through your classmates' posts, try to comment on or try to reply to posts that don't have too many replies already, so we can grow the conversation that way. Peer review, 10% of your grade. We'll be talking more about that in week 3, I believe. Reflections. So after each essay assignment, you're going to be assigned a short reflective, what we call a metacognitive writing assignment. And this is just for you to track your progress as a writer. Try to key in on the habits that either helped or harmed your performance on the associated essay. These will be due the week after an essay is due. Then comprehension checks. These are basically quizzes. They're not timed though, so we're not using the quiz function on Canvas. This is just for me to see whether or not you're getting the material. So just showing me that you've read, showing me that you understand it, that sort of thing. So this is a research-based writing class. So in units 3 and 4, we're going to start branching out beyond our common texts, and you're going to be doing research for your own topics. And we'll talk about how to conduct research through the Mount SAC library. Synchronous meetings. So I'm aiming for a synchronous meeting over Zoom at least every other week. If it's a real positive thing, we're going to be meeting maybe once a week. We're going to play it by ear though, but expect a meeting at least every other week. Meetings are not mandatory because this is not a synchronous class, but I really would like you to try to show up when you can. It just makes discussion way easier if we're doing it, face to face. Yeah, so if you can't meet it, or if you can't make the meeting, recordings of the meetings will be stored on ConferZoom on Canvas, so you can watch them later. But obviously it's not going to be as beneficial to you as if you attend and you participate, that sort of thing. Our community ground rules, I'm not going to read through these, but I would like you to take a look at them, get to know them. These are the rules that I expect you to adhere to when you post on the discussion board. And then we have our tentative reading and assignment schedule. Some of this may change. The first couple weeks are pretty set. So some important dates for you to check out. You're going to be doing peer review with a rough draft of essay 1 due on Wednesday the 16th. So this will show all the dates that major assignments are due. So that is our syllabus for English 1A.